Are you planning on taking the IELTS in 2025? Then there are some things that you need to know. I'm Asmita, your IELTS mentor here at Vedantu, and before I tell you what has changed and what hasn't, I know you're keen on studying abroad because you're preparing for the IELTS, and I also know how difficult, taxing and overwhelming this process can be. So Vedantu has offered free career counseling for all you wonderful students. All you have to do is fill out a form in the description. Now, bear in mind that the form will ask for a lot of specific details, including the budget that you have to go abroad. So make sure you have a conversation with your parents, seriously figure out your situation as a whole, and then fill out this form only if you're serious about studying abroad. An expert career counselor will get in touch with you and help you chart your path further. All right. So do this only if you're serious, and if you're serious, then definitely do this right away. Pause the video, do this first, and then get back to the video. All right, so before I tell you the things that you need to keep in mind specifically for IELTS 2025 and what sets it apart from the previous years, these are some things that haven't changed and will not change because this is core IELTS. Number one being the syllabus. It has 4 sections: listening, reading, writing, speaking. That will remain as it is, no changes whatsoever. It is paper-based or it can be computer-delivered. So you have the option of taking it on a computer if you're more comfortable with that, and as long as centers around you are offering computer-based IELTS. The band scale remains the same and there is no change in the scoring system. So the 0 to 9 bands and the way you get those bands, the assessment criteria, all of that more or less exactly the same. The speaking structure is exactly the same. It's done in 3 parts, part 1, part 2 and part 3, and everything that each of these parts entail also remains the same. Writing task 1 and 2 formats are still in use. So the overall structure, skeleton and the core of IELTS, you can say, is the same. So what really has changed? Why is this video necessary? Why am I giving you information? The number one thing that has changed for us, and pay attention to this, is the way AI has totally changed our lives, right? And for the purpose of IELTS 2025, leveraging AI is extremely important. Now, back in the day, people had to join coaching centers, go to physical classes so that they could have an expert to guide them, give them feedback on the spot, help them prepare for IELTS, because people around them didn't really speak English. Now, with AI, even if no one around you speaks English, you can still practice the speaking. You can still have a partner to practice with. You can still get on the spot feedback because of AI. A lot of different apps, the IELTS Prep app has incorporated AI to give live feedback and help you figure out different things that previously only humans could do, right? So make use of this, leverage AI in your preparation. Not only will you save a lot of money because a lot of these AI tools are free, but even if you pay for an app that incorporates AI for the purpose of the IELTS, that's still going to be a lot cheaper than joining a physical class. I'm not saying there are no benefits in joining a physical class, there definitely are, but if you can't afford it and you're struggling financially, and you know, the going and studying abroad is already burning a hole in your pockets and you want to save as much as you can, then here you have AI to your advantage. You are not at a disadvantage. It's not a setback for you because of AI. So if you can leverage it smartly, put it to good use, then you can do wonders in IELTS 2025. The next thing is there are more computer delivered centers in India. So if previously you wanted to take the IELTS on the computer but that option wasn't available around you, then it is now. More computer delivered centers have opened. There are many benefits to taking the IELTS on a computer. The number one is that it's preferred by universities, right? Because it is fast and easy. You get your score faster. It's easier for universities to put it through their systems, and you know, the way it's integrated in the application process is just easier for them to do with the computer-based IELTS as opposed to the paper-based IELTS. All right. So here this has a major advantage over paper-based IELTS. Another one for you, I would say, you don't have to write. You know, a lot of us have actually lost the habit of writing, or we write less and less as we get older, and now our wrists just hurt when we write. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know. Handwriting doesn't factor in when you're taking a test on a computer. That's one major thing. Even with a lot of functions like in reading comprehension or listening, you can drag and drop things. It's just a lot easier to do, right? So many advantages to taking it on a computer. Next is there are updated question styles in reading and listening. So for listening specifically, a lot of new accents are being incorporated to mimic how English is actually spoken in these places. Now, even if you're going to UK, there are people from all over the world there. So you can't just assume everyone's going to have a British accent. You're going to encounter people from everywhere. And so IELTS is trying to mimic such multi-ethnic places. And for that, it's adding a lot more accents to listening. And then when it comes to reading, there might be questions that are that require additional skills. So it's not just reading and answering a question. You might have to take a look at a drawing or a chart, and you might have to fill out the chart, give a whole summary of something. So questions like these might be added to just sort of increase the scope of comprehension. Next, we have more focus on global trends. So when it comes to writing and speaking specifically, the areas that you should now be reading up on and gathering information about are stuff that's relevant to the world. Sustainability, technology, ethics and cultural diversity. Now, sustainability and technology here, this is about climate, global warming, carbon emissions, becoming carbon neutral, stuff like that. Technology, mostly revolving around AI and how AI is changing the world as we speak. Ethics and cultural diversity is a lot of talk about, countries being a little anti-immigrant and stuff like that. So these global trends, if you focus more on them, and these also directly apply to you because you are planning to go stay in a foreign country. So if you have information about these, your writing and speaking will just generally become a lot easier. There's added and more focus on contextual vocabulary accuracy in speaking. What that means is if you are in the given topic able to use good variety of vocabulary correctly, then that will benefit your score. And if you're not able to do that, it will affect your score. So this is being specifically looked at. Contextual vocabulary means knowing a little bit of the technical jargon of specific things, right? And we have gone through lists and lists of contextual vocabulary. So make sure if you're new to this channel, you're watching the older videos where I'm giving you a lot of contextual vocabulary words because this is going to become a big deal in IELTS 2025. Another thing is in writing, time management is going to become a lot more important because incomplete conclusions are now being penalized more heavily. Okay, so back in the day, if you lost, you ran out of time and you left your conclusion incomplete or just one sentence and you finished off the essay, that was sort of overlooked, but now incomplete conclusions will be penalized. So you have to make sure that you're giving enough time to all parts of your essay and enough time to both tasks. So here timed practice will be of the essence. You have to do timed practice to make sure that this doesn't happen to you, right? So these are the major things that can help you for IELTS 2025. Keep up with current global trends. Make sure you use AI smartly, all right, to your advantage, and avoid everything else that I've told you. I mean, with accents and reading, the only thing that you really can do to prepare here is the normal advice that I keep giving, that watch more content in English, watch shows that perhaps have multi-ethnic characters so that all of them have different accents, stuff like that. And in reading, just do the latest mock tests, practice tests, and if there's a new kind of question, you will be familiarized with that as well. These are two things that you really need to practice, the last one. So make sure that you are taking these global trends, and then whenever you can make different buckets. So you can make your climate change bucket, right? You can make your tech bucket, and in these buckets, you write down the different vocabulary words that belong to in this context, right? So you've made your own little list of contextual vocabulary, and then incomplete conclusions, again, time practice again and again and again. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, please do subscribe to the channel and share the video with all of your friends. Don't forget to follow us on our socials so that you don't miss out on updates, and I will see you soon. All the very best to you.